welcome in to AC Flora here in Forest Acres, South Carolina. Game number 11 of the Forest Acres Classic, the 20th rendition of this great spring break tournament. And we are heading towards the conclusion. We have a lot more pieces about how our championship day tomorrow is going to look. And this one should tell us a lot how it'll finish out. Well, first two games today, TC Robertson fell to River Bluff in the first game of the Classic of the day. And that didn't really mean much. TC Robertson punched their ticket to a championship the minute they beat Airport yesterday, early afternoon, late afternoon, whatever time of day it was. And then, of course, with the epic ending of Lexington and Indian Land, and then Miller knocking off AC Flora, it was a wild other side of the bracket. So the winner of this will be playing tomorrow in the consolation game, the third place game. Now, who will they be playing? Who knows? It is going to be one of either AC Flora or the Miller School. That will be determined later tonight after the Miller School knocked off Lexington earlier today. I'll put some of the... Ooh, that's a bit hot from me. I'll turn that down. I'm trying to mess with it when I'm doing ad reads and everything, and I turned it way too high, it looks like. There we go. All right. So, with the Miller School knocking off Lexington, they are 2-1 in the tournament, which means two results can happen. Either A, AC Flora wins tonight, and they're 2-1. Miller beat Flora, Miller has a tiebreaker, or B, Indian Land knocks off the Falcons, and then Indian Land goes to the championship, and the winner of this will play what will be the Miller School. Now, of course, we'll have to wait and find out how that's going to work out. But, of course, there's a lot of baseball left to be played until then, including this one. It's the Airport Eagles and the Dorman Cavaliers. Airport, another rendition of them in the Classic. Can they finally exercise their other demons? So they ever won, huh? Earlier, the third game of the tournament, probably with the game of the tournament, potentially either that or Lexington Indian Land. It was a back and forth affair where Airport finally knocked off River Bluff for the first time in 6 years. Or actually, it was 8. Goodness, I'm bad at math. 8 years, since 2018 was the last time Airport beat River Bluff. Now, can they get over their second hump? Get to a Thursday game. Airport's missed out on the Thursday showing the last couple years. Can they finally get past one? Well, it's going to take a win over the #1 team in the state, the Dorman Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, after a year off return for the Classic, they were the runners-up 2 years ago, but will not be making it in the next year. They will be making a third-place game at best, but of course, a very talented Airport lineup. Let's go around the diamond. Oh my goodness, it is going to be a fun day here. Daniel Butts on the hill. Behind it is Justin Seitler at first. Landon Jeffcoat second. Callahan Barry. At short, Austin Rodis. Third is Rylan Bullis. In left, Gabe Ingram. Center, Isaiah Clemens. In right field, Braden Gross. And through the Dorman lineup, Butts is being gauged for, by the way, by Braden Dunlap, the pitcher of yesterday for Airport. Let's go down the Dorman lineup. States Farr leading it off. Luke Thompson second. Palmer Hornick third. Braylon Dean fourth. Connor Wells fifth. Austin Rass sixth. Cooper Hornick hitting 7th, Carter Nash 8th, and Jamison Kimbrell hitting 9th. On the hill, it will be Palmer Hornick, and the DH will be for the catcher, Jennings King. Everyone got that? All right. I'm going to see if I can find my voice here. Game number 11 of a 3-day affair for me. It's going to be day 4, but hopefully the 4th isn't as bad tomorrow. Here we go. States Farr, the Coastal Carolina commit. He will get Daniel Butts. Now, Butts went in game 1 of this tournament. He had a rough outing against the Gators, but both those offenses were firing on all cylinders. Pitched an inning and a third and got up 3 earned runs. The right-hander back for some more action. The left-handed States Farr awaits. The first pitch. It's a fastball up around the letters, and we are underway here in game 11. I mean, it's always such a fun week at the Classic, and this week's been especially incredible. The 1-0 curveball misses high. Ball 2 against Farr. I feel like every year just something new, and this year it's just been every single game has come down to the wire. The 2-0. Fastball low, ball 3. 3 straight balls to greet States Farr for Butts. Of course, the only game that wasn't, as, technically as close as it looked was TC Robertson and Dorman is a 3-0. Fastball upstairs, a 4-pitch walk to States Farr. Leadoff man off 4 pitches. The opening batter here for the Cavaliers reaches. And if Indian Land already in, ready to wait, Coach Badwell, he's ready to rock and roll as Coach Bradwell He's in the dugout coaching his Eagles. Coach Bagwell coaching his Warriors. We'll see him later tonight. The nightcap between AC Flora and Indian Land. That will depend if Miller makes the championship or Indian Land does. Also on the left-handed center fielder, Luke Thompson digging in. There's left-handed bat at the top of this lineup. Long look at far, and Butts will fire. First pitch is a fastball up around the letters, ball one, and Seitler throws down the second. The bluff steal there from far. Well, I was going back to saying when the first at bat, every game's been incredibly close. The only one that wasn't, the closest, on the score sheet was Dorman T.C. Robertson, but I'm sure the Dorman faithful were along with me saying that felt very in reach for Dorman. I had a parent for Flora come and tell me as the 1-0 runner goes, this one's high, the pitch out when the second is not in time, and the speedster steals his first bag of the afternoon. It's his 8th stolen bag of the season this far now. Reaches second at 2-0 count, strict straight out of the zone for Daniel Butts. Even though Dorman lost that game by 4 runs, it felt like they were always within striking distance, maybe with how talented this lineup is or kind of the feel and the atmosphere. But every other game, the tying run has come to the plate in the final inning. The 2-0. Fastball call, strike one on top of the zone. And there's been, and I'm not lying, 4 walk-offs in this tournament. One from these Cavaliers yesterday, walked off the Gators. River Bluff has been on the wrong side of 2 walk-offs. They have been walked off by Dorman and Airport, both these teams today. Of course, yesterday was a wild game where time is called at the dish as Luke Thompson talking to Coach Jolly over there. But that ball from Rath, I'm sure he's I tell you, he got all of it. But that ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying and hit off the top of the wall. Now, as it's the story of this tournament's been the whole week, if you've been with me, it's not windy on the ground, but in the air, that flag in right center field's hustling hard from right to left. The balls are flying here at the yard. The 2-1. Now it is ball 3, a fastball low as bluffing a bunt is Thompson. It's good to see Dorman in the later day. I feel like I keep seeing them in the morning game. They've been here the last 2 days. And now they finally get an afternoon game, but if they win this one, they'll be back to the morning tomorrow. 3-1. Bunt is shown. Thompson puts that one down to the third baseman. Bullis has to field it. The throw on the hop is not in time. Backed up by Barry. Does not matter as Far comes across and scores the first run of the game. It'll trickle into right, and Thompson takes second. A good place bunt from Luke Thompson. That may have been safe either way. They will rule that an infield single. Will be an earned run against Butts, and quickly a 1-0 game. It's going to be the error on the throw into first, which allows Thompson to reach second.
Number 15, Paul Hornick.
Well, reset here to Palmer Hornick. Palmer had the big swing yesterday for these Cavaliers. I talked to Palmer after the game. I was getting some food. I said, Palmer, I can't believe they didn't walk you. He said, I'm glad they didn't. He was 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. One of those RBIs was the game-tying RBI. Now Butts take a step off the mound. Butts making his 6th start of the year. He's 5-0 in the season, 3.03 ERA over 30 innings pitched. It's his 9th appearance for the Eagles this season. He was one of their kind of relievers last year. Made a couple starts, but now this year he's a mainstay in the roster. First pitch to Hornick, call strike one, the off speed. Well, Hornick going to do something he hasn't done in over almost a year now. He's in a pitch today. He was a reliever last year and had 5 saves on the season. He'll get the start tonight for the Cavaliers. A couple of the Falcons start rolling in here as this game goes on. Potentially be playing the Cavaliers or the Eagles tomorrow. The 1-1 in 0-1 curveball hits the dirt and will go all the way to the backstop. It's fastball. That's a pass ball. 1 in, 1 the count. Runner at third here for Palmer Hornick. The senior hitting .392 this season, 4 homers, 27 RBIs. Both of those team leads. 1-1. Pitch is chopped over to the first base side. It will be foul ball. First base umpire got backed into by Jeff Code. No fault of his own or either of them. Just kind of where the ball took him. Well, we've had some other weird matchups. Miller in their blues today. Lexington was in their blacks. And, of course, now Airport in their dark blues with pinstripes and Dorman in their baby blues Feels like we just switching colors here all of a sudden. The 1-2. Breaking ball is rolled over to the right side. This should get a run home. The first baseman, Jeffcoat, makes the throw. Butts is able to cover in time for out number 1. Hornick completes this case, but the second run of the inning will come home off the RBI ground out. It's not an easy play from the first baseman. Jeffcoat had to come over and field it. Butts was able to get over just in the nick of time. And now the 4-hole hitter, Braylon Dean up. 2-0 Dorman lead here. 1 out here in the opening frame. Braylon Dean has, of course, been swinging a hot bat like most of these Cavaliers have. 5 for 6 here in the Classic with a homer, a double, and 3 RBIs. The right-hander awaits the first pitch. Is popped foul right behind home plate. It's 0-1.
Dugouts, if you would, please remember to return.
Well, I'm not sure how far Butts can really go in this game. I'm not sure his pitch count, but there is already some action over there in the Eagle bullpen. No one on, 1 away here in the opening frame. Dean awaits the 0-1 fastball call. Strike 2 on the outer third. After Dean, it'll be Connor Wells, and if it gets that far, Austin Rath awaits in the hole. Chock full top to bottom. The 0-2. Change-up stays wide, ball 1. Well, so far we're 2 for 2 on great games. We'll see if we can be 3 for 3 right here. It's a 2-0 lead for the Cavaliers. The 1-2 is rolled over foul right behind home plate. It'll stay 1-2. Of course, both teams again state champion aspirations. Airport the number 3 or 4 team in 4A, pending where you look. As the 1-2 fired. Fastball got him looking, strike 3. Paints the inside part of the plate. Dean goes down looking, there's 2 away. Dean got window shopping, and now it's Connor Wells will dig in. The pitcher only thrown an inning, you know. Upsetting for me. I was hoping to see one of the best pitchers in the state throw a couple innings this week. He's thrown 1, or he had a dominant inning at that. But now he'll hit as the DH today. Nobody on, 2 away for the southpaw. Butts the right-hander will kick and deal. The first pitch, fastball upstairs, ball 1. Wells, no slouch at the dish, hitting .375 over 16 at-bats, 9 RBIs, and a .583 on-base percentage. The 1-0. Fastball low, ball 2. Of course, Wells going to LSU as a pitcher has a 1.12 ERA over 25 innings pitched. He's been excellent for these Cavaliers, and he'll be a big part of their championship run if they can make one. He strokes that one to right center field. The 2-0 is going, and he looks up. It's way high off the wall. Wells robbed by the high fences here. He'll stand in the second as Clemens able to get that one in quickly, but Connor Wells, a missile to the right center field wall with a 2-out double. Well, it's 2-out base runner aboard for Austin Rath. Rath was the hero yesterday. Flew a ball deep into center field. It was high off the center field wall. Ashley Powell couldn't even have made a play. You know, he thought he had a play, went back, and watched that ball hit the top of the fence. Well, toward the top of the fence. Rath with a walk-off RBI. Technically, that's a single, but, I mean, he would have easily got 2, maybe 3 on that ball. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. The southpaw will dig in. Not sure what his tradition is, but he does have the sleeveless left sleeve. The pick off to second is not in time. Wow. The Airport faithful not a fan of that one. That looks like a great pickoff move from Butts. Rowe just put the tag right into the chest of Wells, who didn't slide, but the lengthy leg must have just got in before the tag. Southpaw for the right-hander. Butts kicks and deals. The first pitch swung through and missed. Breaking ball for strike 1. Well, Dorman has already plated 2 runs across. It was a walk, a single, and an error. It allowed a couple runs, and the RBI ground out from Palmer Hornick. 2-0 lead, 0-1 count, 2 away, opening frame between Dorman and Airport. The 0-1. Fastball up around the letters. Ball 1. Cavalier team, depending on whatever publication you look, state championship contenders, 15-2. They're the number 1 team in the state. The 1-1. Breaking ball just a tad inside, ball 2. Of course, there are 2 losses, one in the tournament, TC Robertson, the other one coming to Boiling Springs. The 2-1. Fastball, low and in, ball 3. Airport, on the other hand, they're making a bid to repeat as the 4A state champs. They won their first state championship last season, going 27-6 and really coming on to the playoffs. This year, 14-3. One of their losses yesterday, TC Robertson. Then they actually suffered a loss coming into the tournament as the 3-1s grounded over to Callahan Berry. The second baseman's got it. We'll flip it to first to retire the side. Butts will work around some trouble, and Dorman will go back to the hill. But however, a 2-run scored in the top of the first to give Dorman the 2-0 advantage. We'll be right back. All right, I'll come back a little early. We'll go through the lineups for both sides yet again. We're going to the bottom of the first tier in game number 11. Oh, did I hit that button? There we go. All right. Let's go around the Dorman fielding positions. Hornick at the plate, Kings behind the dish. Hornick at the rubber, Kings behind the dish. Dean at first, Cooper Hornick second. States far at short, Austin Rath third, Kimbrell left, Thompson center, Nash right. And now let's go around the airport real quick. Gross, Clemens, Jeffcoat, Seitler, Bullis, Dunlap, Ingram, Berry, and Rodas. It's a 9 airport. Will face the Virginia Tech Hokie commit. However, Palmer is not a pitcher. He was a reliever last year who came in for a couple times. It's the right-hander versus the right-hander. Braden Gross versus Palmer Hornick. Gross was in the spot yesterday, led off with a homer. Hornick will wind and deal. The first pitch, fastball upstairs for ball 1. It's not a 3-0 lead. Been messing around with all this crap. 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 count. Right on right, the pitch. Fastball, that one's laced right back into center field. Thompson came in, but takes 2 steps back to make the grab. There's 1 away.
Up for the Eagles, center fielder, number 5, Isaiah Clemens.
So now it's Isaiah Clemens on. A tough out has been Gross all tournament. He's 4 for 9, now 4 for 10 with a homer and RBI. And now it's Ingram looking for his second hit of the Classic. First pitch, fastball call, strike 1 on the outside edge. When you look at Palmer Hornick, again, this is his first appearance on the hill in 2026. Last time he pitched was, I believe, late last year in the playoffs as the 0-1 heater's blown by Clemens. It's quickly 0-2. Just looking at my buttons all over the place there. The 0-2 from Hornick. Fastball that's lifted into the air, right center field. Thompson comes over towards the wall, the track, and he makes the one-handed grab. Him and Carter Nash were converging, but nice job from Thompson to communicate. There's 2 away.
Number 6, first baseman, Landon Jeffcoat.
Oh, it's Landon Jeffcoat up now. The senior's having a great first half of his senior season. 435, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. Right on right. First pitch is popped into the area behind home plate.
Players and fans, if you would, please find those foul balls and return them to the field of play.
Well, it's always funny when Montague does PA. I feel like I never hear Jim say those ad reads, but Montague says them all the time. The 0-1. Breaking ball misses high. Ball 1. The senior was having a rougher year last year until he ended up hitting a 272. And then he skyrocketed his average this year over a 550 on base percentage. The 1-1. Fastball up, too tall, ball 2. Jeffcoat going to Spartanburg Methodist. Of course, him and Seitler back-to-back big-time commits. Seitler going to CIU next year. The 2-1. Fastball, that one's rolled over to the third base side. Backhand glove from Rath. The far throw into first is low, but in time. We've seen some epic plays from the hot corner. Rath takes one away from Jeffcoat. And 1-2-3 go the Eagles. We'll be right back here to begin the second. Welcome back to Falcon Field. Top of the second incoming. Dorman will bring the bottom half of the order up. Here in the second, it'll be Daniel Butts back on the hill. Worked around some trouble. Gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs back in the first inning. You'll now get Cooper Hornick, who's taking his first looks at the plate here in the Classic. The first pitch to Hornick. Fastball away, ball 1. Well, again, Butts already pitched one day in this tournament. As the 1-0. Breaking ball called, strike 1, breaks across the heart of the zone. We saw Ashley Powell did the same thing earlier, came on relief in the Airport River Bluff first game, and instead he started the third game. The 1-1 is change-up call, strike 2, low in the zone. Powell only went 2 innings. We'll see how far Coach Brow wants to stretch Butts. Looking just to be the 3rd team to beat Dorman this year. Dorman looking for the 4th team to beat Airport. The 1-2, fastball low, ball 2. Of course, I was talking about the records. Airport actually had a loss coming into this tournament. They lost to Gray Collegian, who's been shooting up the rankings. We actually saw them here at Falcon Field a couple weeks ago as the 2-2. Fastball misses wide, ball 3. 2 disciplined takes, runs the count full here with nobody out here in the top of the second. Gray Collegian is having a successful season. We knocked them off 2-1, our Falcons, and Airport in the region as the 3-2 is breaking ball. Got him looking, strike 3. Froze him with the curveball, and there's one away. Butts' best pitch of the day, slots the curveball in as Cooper Hornick had no chance. It's a second strikeout, and that brings up Carter Nash for the first time, right on right. But that great collegiate team has had a very successful start to the season as the first pitch to the right-hander is called. Strike one, a changeup on the outside edge. Airport's only other loss to Aiken earlier in the year as the 0-1 is popped into the right side of the infield, but it will quickly curve and go out of play. Be 0-2 here for Nash.
Reminder, please return all foul balls to the field.
Our Falcons will not play Airport barring a win from both teams today or in the playoffs. Time called from Nash. He'll take a couple seconds to breathe. Infield playing back here against the talented freshman.
Have fun, Tim. Let's go, bud.
Base is cleared, 0-2 the count, one away. The pitch. Fastball wide, ball one. Nash comes in hitting .250 with 3 RBIs. .411 on base percentage here for the freshman after he hit .246 last year. The 1-2 is flown into right field. That ball is trailing Brose to the wall, who has a read and makes the one-handed grab just shy of the track. As I've talked about, those balls are flying out of the yard, and right now, brought Gross back, I think, farther than he meant to go back.
Number 4, left fielder Jamison Kimbrell.
All 2 up, 2 down now. Can Butts have a clean second inning? It'll be Jamison Kimbrell up. Kimbrell has been a big part of this 9 order. The 9th man in the lineup hitting .419 with 6 RBIs. First pitch to the southpaw is a fastball upstairs for a swinging strike one. Kimbrell flips the lineup over as the dangerous States Far awaits on deck. Far started off the game with a walk and came around to score. The 0-1 is up around the letters for ball one, a changeup. Jamison, just a sophomore, the second-ranked outfielder in the sophomore class, part of a stacked Dorman lineup. One's on the way, bunt being bluffed, and it's high and inside, ball two. Velocity was up there for Butts, may have been the hardest pitch he's thrown today. I don't have the big radar gun in front of me, so I can't see how fast it was. 2-1. Fastball, that one's driven into right center field. Coming on is Gross. He has a read in the right center field gap and will make the play. The one-handed grab for the right fielder. And a 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Butts. It's a 2-0 lead for Dorman as we go to the bottom of the second. We are back here for the bottom of the second in the 20th rendition of this Forest Acres Classic. It's game 11 of 14, the second to last game of round robin play in Dorman and Airport, playing for a spot in the consolation game tomorrow. Both teams lost to the Rams of T.C. Robertson. They'll look to try to bring themselves to a Thursday game, though, is Palmer Hornick back out there. For the first pitch, change up to Justin Seitler, who swings through it. It's 0-1. 0-1, Hornick fires. The off-speed called, strike 2. Hornick worked a 1-2-3 inning in the top, or the bottom of the first. He's trying to do the same thing to the heart of the order. It's 4-5-6, Seitler, Bullis, Dunlap. The 0-2. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. 1-2 the count. 2-0 lead for the Cavaliers here in the bottom of the second. Airport trying to start something here against the top team in the state. The 1-2. Fastball swung through and missed. Elevated heat for the first strikeout of the game for Palmer Hornick, and out number 1 here in the second.
Third baseman, number 12, Rylan Bullis.
So now Rylan Bullis up. No one on, no one out here for the right-handed third baseman. Hornick will work out of the windup here, and he'll wind and deal. The first pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. Well, Hornick in his 14 appearances last year heralded a 1.82 ERA over 23 innings pitched. The big number for him, though, 41 strikeouts compared to 8 walks. The 1-0. Fastball upstairs, ball 2. Now, the one thing that is to note of Hornick, he only pitched 23 innings pitched in 14 appearances. It's a riddle around an inning and a half around appearance. A little more usually, but as the 2-0 from Palmer, that one's popped into the air left side and will head to the out of play area here in the left field. Going to the forestry somewhere. Be 2-1. Airport in their pinstripe blues. Dorman in their baby blues. We'll say the baby blue on the tip of the cap on the bill is pretty nice. 2-1. Breaking ball. That one's charged into center field. Coming on quickly is Thompson, but it drops for a base knock. It's the first hit of the game for the Eagles, who now have the tying run of the dish here in the second.
Designated hitter, number 1, Braden Dunlap.
So now it's Braden Dunlap, yesterday's starter for the Eagles. Dunlap hitting .282 on the season, went 2 for 3 yesterday with a double against the Rams of T.C. Robertson. And the Rams started the tournament off, I think pretty much set the thing in motion. It was a 10-run affair for the Rams in the first 2 innings against Dorman. I think shell-shocked everybody. Of course, Dorman settled down, was able to walk off River Bluff yesterday and holds a 2-0 lead here over Airport as we're in the bottom of the second. Left-hander awaits the first pitch from Hornick. It's a fastball, that one, slicing into left center field. He lifts it into the air. Thompson's got a read. Will make the one-handed grab for out number 2. A weak fly out for out number 2, and now it's back to Gabe Ingram.
Number 2, left fielder, Gabe Ingram.
Ingram just an 0 for 2 today for him. He's trying to find himself. He came into the tournament 1 for 12, is now 1 for 6 here in the Forest Acres Classic. Right on right, first pitch from Hornick. Fastball, that one's flown out to center field, but that was right at Thompson. He makes maybe 2 steps and makes the one-handed grab. Hornick able to work around a 1-out single, and we go into the third inning with a 2-0 lead for Dorman, but I'm going to step back just for a tad. We're going to talk about our sponsors here on Definite Fiction. One of the reasons we're able to put on such a great tournament here, not just on Definite Fiction for you at home, but also here is from our sponsors, of course, the great grounds crew they have here. Coach Hallett really was appreciative. We talk about the grounds crew, all the helpers we have around the place. And of course, our sponsors here on Definite Fiction, the Big Red Box Dumpster Company, and All Inclusive Private Waste Disposal Company. What they'll do, you take a dumpster to you, you fill it up, they'll take it away. It's that simple, easy to deliver wherever you want. Residential driveways, construction sites, whatever you need. Even on the street of Gervais, I believe. So, yeah, give them a call. That number, 803-783, and then 4863, I believe. I've said that number a lot, so I should get that right. And then we're going to go to www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com, and as well as play Legion. Legion Baseball is a free baseball in the state. A lot of these Falcons play seniors. A lot of the Airport Eagles play Legion. As well, I believe some Cavaliers play Legion. I know we see a lot of these teams in the summer, and it's free, great competition. I mean, you're playing for the community. What else can you ask for? Go to sclegion.com and sign up today to your local Legion team, and you can be featured on Definite Fiction once again as summer starts brewing upon us, but a lot of action in there between those times. You know, early April, a long way to go until Legion begins late May. And a couple of state championships to be won, and if I had some money, I bet a couple of these teams win one here. We'll have to see how that goes. As we'll head into the third inning. Of course, two state champion hopefuls, Airport and Dorman, meeting here in the Diamond in game number 11 of the Forest Acres Classic. These teams are fighting for a shot to play on Thursday. The winner of this will play either Miller or AC Flora. If the Falcons win, they'll play the Falcons. If Indian Land wins, the Miller School will get to face Dorman. Either way, a very talented time here at the ballpark, and I'm super excited to see where it takes us.
Number 3, shortstop, States Far.
Well, back to the top of the order we go. It's States Far. The Coastal Carolina commit led off the game with a walk and came around to score the first run of the ball game. Southpaw digs in, butts out there. The right-hander throws a fastball in the dirt for ball one. Couple great collegiate War Eagles over here as well. They've seen both these teams, one in the region. Of course, Airport in the region, and we faced them earlier in the year on a random Wednesday. The 1-0 skips in, ball two. I think Brogan Sox is here. He threw a gem of a game against our Falcons, and his War Eagles have just kept climbing up the rankings in the state of South Carolina. I believe they're in the top 10 as of now, or just outside of it. 2 balls, no strikes to Far. Butts fires, the off speed. Just misses a little low, ball 3. First now Airport, and their last 7, 5-2. One of those losses, 2 great collegiate. The 3-0 fastball's called, strike 1, hits the inner third. Couple of arms warming up over there in that Dorman bullpen. Austin Rath is getting loose, as well as Bryson Davis, who got the day off. See if either of them come into pitch here. The 3-1. Fastball low, just below the knees. Back-to-back walks for Far. This is how the third inning gets going.
Up for Dorman, number 2, center fielder Luke Thompson.
So now it's Luke Thompson. He has one of the 2 Dorman hits today, him and Connor Wells. Wells put a missile into a ball into the center field wall. For Thompson, it was a little less, loud. He just put a single through the infield. Third baseman Bullis creeps in. Far, the speed's ready with a stolen bag. Slides back in safely. He has a pretty big lead over there against the right-hander. And he has a great jump. That one, he had a great jump back to the bag. I felt like he knew what Butts was going to do before Butts did it himself. Butts another pickoff back to first. Far dives back in safely yet again. Well, left-handed Luke Thompson waiting the first pitch and a couple pickoff moves. Far still about a 2.5, 3-step lead over there at first. Doesn't go, the first pitch. Fastball in tight for ball one, almost hits Thompson. Thompson so far in the Forest Acres Classic, now 1 for 5. He was his first hit back in the first inning. Looking for another one here against Butts. The 1-0. That one's lined in the right field. Coming on is Gross, running towards the track, or the line, and that will fall for a base knock. Thompson racing around first. He'll try for 2. The throw into second is high and not in time. That's the second double of the game for Dorman, and now 2 aboard with nobody gone. Ball was well struck, but then died around mid-flight.
The pitcher today, Palmer Hornick.
Hit the line. Gross couldn't catch up to it, and he delivers a strong throw in, just a little high for Rodas. Couldn't get the tag down. Now it's Palmer Hornick. He had a ground out RBI his first go around. Now, the southpaw will dig in with 2 on and nobody out. Butts will kick and deal the first pitch. Fastball, ball, just a little low and away. We're just talking to broadcasters for Dorman. They told me so. Like when Palmer sees a pitcher twice, usually it's pretty good. See if you can find it right here. The 1-0. Breaking ball stays upstairs. Ball 2. Hornick hits 382 with runners in scoring position. He's 13 for 34 in that regard. The 2-0. Hornick just misses that one. He pops it foul right behind home plate. It'll be 2-1. Well, the pitcher on the mound today for Dorman, getting his first appearance in the 2026 campaign. So far, he's played 2 innings of scoreless baseball here on the mound for Dorman. Trying to keep it that way. 2-1. Hornick gets onto that one and slices it foul to the left side. It'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody gone. Well, Braylon Dean awaits in the on-deck circle, and it's Connor Wells in the hole. Hornick has missed the last 2. Will he find this one? The 2-2. He swings and drives that one into center field and deep. Clemens going back toward the track. He looks up, and it is off the wall high. One will score. Racing around third is Thompson. That ball got weirdly away from Clemens, so Hornick on his horse. He will stand with an RBI triple off the center field wall. That ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and Hornick delivers another RBI hit here at the Classic. For Palmer, those are now his 6th and 7th RBIs here. It's a 4-0 lead for Dorman, and that may be all for their starter. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction as Daniel Butts' day is done. Apologies, looks like the camera overheated. Give me 1 second to check, hopefully fix that.
Batting for the Cavs, number 12 designated hitter Connor Wells.
Well, it looks like the camera's on. It's just Jeff's going to be here in a second. I asked him if there's anything he can do. He just said he'll come and fix it. Looks like it's just a little hot, and some setting got messed up. I'm not really sure. Apologies for everything. It's a 5-0 lead after the RBI single from Braylon Dean. He'll stand at second after the ground up from Connor Wells. Of course, I call this game no matter, usually radio anyway, so it's not the end of the world, for me at least. Trying to keep his stuff out of the sun, but I guess the camera's the one thing I probably should have turned off. I mean, and it was right now is laptop's in the sun. I'm trying to keep my jacket over it, and then the camera's overheating. I mean, had to move the laptop between games. The 1-0. Back grounded up the middle from Rath. That will find the glove. The shortstop Rodas to throw into third is going to get a run down. Dean got in trouble. The throw into plate is in time. No one's covering second. Heads up play from Austin Rodas, who caught Dean off the bag.
Number 13, second baseman Cooper Hornick to the plate.
Dean just overran that third. And he gets thrown out messing around over there. It's a ground out RBI for Wells. And then Rath, and technically an infield single. So 1 on, 2 out, Rath on second. Again, apologies about the camera, it should be fixed momentarily. Now Nicholas, who's on the pitch, right on right. That ball goes into center field off the tip of the glove of Rodas, but Clemens able there to get it in quickly. Well, 5 runs now attached to Butts. His day is done. 2 1/3, or just 2 innings actually. He didn't get the first out. 2 innings pitched for Butts. Not his best showing. About 5 earned runs now. Right-handed Alex Nicholas making his 3rd appearance of the season. First pitch on the way. That one's popped into the air on the infield left side. Shortstop Rodas will make the call. Makes the one-handed grab to retire the side. Well, Dorman plates 3 in the inning. They now lead at 5-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd. Welcome back to Falcon Field again. Apologies about the camera. It's a little hot. Jeff's asked Jess how to fix it. He said he'll be on the way to help me out momentarily. We bottom 3 incoming here at Falcon Field. Dorman in front 5-0 over the Airport Eagles. As Palmer Hornick, his day is done. Palmer with 2 scoreless innings of baseball. That's usually about what he goes. At least as of he went last year. Now Bryce Davis leads off. On the mound, leading off. It's Callahan Berry who grounds out to begin the third. It looked like he tried to bunt for a hit. Of course, I got caught looking down yet again.
Up for the Eagles. Shortstop, number 7.
Now it's Austin Rodas, the 9th man in the order. Palmer will stay in the game. He'll replace his brother over there at second. So Palmer at second, Davis on the hill. That's just the whole defensive switch here for Dorman. Right on, right. First pitch from Davis is a ground ball to the third base side and foul. Indian Land is here in full force. They get the nightcap here with AC Flora. First pitch slated for about 7 o'clock on that one. That will decide how the rest of that bracket shakes out. These two teams playing for a chance to play on Thursday. The winner of this game will be in the consolation game. TBC Robertson's punched their ticket to the championship game. They are waiting who to play. It's going to be it's a ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Either the the Warriors or the Miller School. AC4 can only get the third place game, and Indian Land can only be in the championship. They cannot make the consolation game. That's just how the bracket shooks out. It was a wild game that came down to the wire. And now that ball is grounded to the third base side. Rath's got it. Throw on to first is high, and he's off the bag. Seen a couple of defensive errors over there on the third baseman. This time Rath, after he made a nice play earlier, makes a higher throw to first, and there's a 1-out base runner for Airport. They got to get something brewing here. Well, Braden Gross now here. The leadoff man in the order lined out to the center fielder's first go around. There's the hero of the hour. You know, you could have told me how to fix it, Jeff. Or are you coming from work? Well, he's going to take the camera off and do all his important stuff. Oh, he's got a backup. Maybe that's why he didn't tell me how to. I've been keeping your thing out of the, for the fair, I've been keeping your computer mostly out of the sun for the most part. At least I'm trying. Well, count is 1-0. The screen's off, but I can still go. Right-handed Braden Gross versus the right-handed Bryson Davis. Pickoff back to first, not in time. Austin Rodas occupying the bag. Well, for Davis, making his second appearance of the season. Back to first, not in time. Davis pitched against Wade Hampton, pitched an inning and 2/3 of 0 earned run baseball. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Dorman saving their Arkansas and LSU commits, presumably for the region play. The 1-0 is popped into the air right side. It's in shallow right field. Coming on is the right fielder Nash, who makes the one-handed grab in the outfield shadow for out number 2. Now there's 1 on and 2 away here for Isaiah Clemens. Clemens flew out to the center fielder his first go around.
Center fielder Isaiah Clemens.
I'm gonna try. That's my attempt to keep your. Okay. I moved up to the shade between games. First pitch on the way. That's a hard grounder right back up the middle where it came from, and it'll trickle into center field for a base hit. Clemens has his first hit of the Classic as a runner moving to scoring position now for the heart of the order. It's Landon Jeffcoat.
Up for the Eagles, number 6, first baseman.
Well, Jeffcoat, a vital part of this Eagle offense, and we talked about in his first go-around. He was a vital part of that state championship run and his team this year. One of the people who's got to know his father. He's been coming over here and talking to me after pretty much every game, and I think he sent me just an email about how proud he was of his son and how much he's excited to see how his baseball career takes him. Right on right, first pitch to Jeffcoat, upstairs, ball 1. I don't have the means to show the video, but send me a nice video along with it. Now we'll see if his son can come through here in the clutch. Get Airport back within a couple runs here. Jeffcoat has 17 RBIs, hitting .467 with runners in scoring position. The 1-0. Swung through an off-speed pitch. Jeffcoat, now snap back throw to second, not in time. King's trying to catch the runner on second. Rodas locking. It's now a 1-1 count with 2 away. Jeffcoat, 4 doubles triple as well. His 4 doubles, a team high here for the Eagles. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses low. Good eye from Jeffcoat, 2-1. When you look at the offensive numbers for him, leads the team in average, on-base percentage, runners in scoring position, RBIs, doubles, tied for the team lead in triples. That's a lot of stats led offensively for Jeffcoat. Can he come through in the clutch? 2 balls, 1 strike, the pitch. Tapped over to the third base side. It will be rolled over and foul. Count moves to 2-2 now. Rayson Davis on relief, looking to get through his first inning of work, but this is the best Eagle offensive threat they've had today. Deuce is wild, 2 on, 2-2 count, 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Can Airport break through the Cavaliers? Davis will come set on the rubber. He'll kick and deal. The pitch. Breaking ball is tapped foul. Jeffcoat fights that one off. Well, count still at 2-2. 2 away here. Davis looking for what maybe his 3rd strikeout of his senior season. And before we get there, a pick off, well, step off back to second, or rather his junior season for Davis. I get a lot of these seniors mixed up. There's a senior heavy team, but a lot of juniors on this team. This Dorman team very dangerous next year as well. Of course, one of the state contenders this year. Deuce is wild on the way, the pitch. Curveball misses in tight. Davis jumps on the hill. It'll be a full count now to the 3-hole. Runners will be in motion, 3-2, 2 away. Airport in search of their 3rd hit of the day. Can they grab it here? No hold on either bag. Runners go. The pitch is popped foul. Jeffcoat fights it off, and we'll do it one more time. It's been an insane day of baseball here yet again. Both games coming down to the final inning, the final out of each game. Can Airport play along to the script? They trail by 5. Davis gives a glance at second, and he'll step off, look Rodas back, who's not really that far from the bag. You know, when you get a free jump, you don't really need to be terribly far. Infield shifted a tad to the left, stays far, shortstop in the hole. The payoff on the way. That one's lined to the left field. That will drop for a base knock. They're going to send Rodas around. Kimbrough comes up firing. The throw into home is cut off. It's an RBI single for Landon Jeffcoat, and the Eagles break through. It's 5-1. Jeffcoat reaches for the first time today. The Eagles have put their first run on the scoreboard. They're looking for more. It's Justin Seitler.
Justin Seitler.
Seitler, the CIU commit. It's 217 with runners in scoring position. He has 5 RBIs. Can the senior help move along in the chain? Get Rylan Bullis up, the hottest hitter for the Eagles yesterday, and keep this inning going. Falcons are off, ready to go and eat. They play in the nightcap against the Indiana Warriors, who are intensely watching this game. First pitch to Seitler. Right-hander watches strike 1 go by, a curveball in the inner third. Of course, the Airport Eagles looks like they're getting warm over there on the ice. The lacrosse field we have here at AC Flora. It's also where we play our JV football games, soccer games, everything but varsity football, pretty much. The 0-1, that one's softly flown into left field. Kimbrell's got a read. He'll take a couple steps in and make the final out of the inning. Well, Landon Jeffcoat helps the Eagles break through. He puts a run across, but the Eagles still trail 5-1. Can Dorman add to it? We'll find out. We go to the 4th.
Number 10.
Welcome back to Falcon Field. Two top 15 teams in the state doing battle here at Falcon Field. It's the number 15th ranked Airport Eagles and the number 1 ranked Dorman Cavaliers. First pitch, fastball wide, ball 1. Alex Nicholas back on the hill. Trying to get through his second inning now of work. He'll get 8-9-1, Nash, Kimbrell, and Spar. The 1-hand dome misses, it'll be ball 2. Well, moving right along in this game, nightcap starting in just under 2 hours. 2-0. That pitch is golfed down the left field line. It will go foul. Well, Nash, he flew out to the right fielder, Braden Gross's first go around. He's looking for what would be his second hit of the tournament. He's now 1 for 7. 2-1. Change up call, straight 2 on the outside edge. Nice pitch from Nicholas. And all 5 of those earned runs should be attached to Butts. Nicholas just giving up 2 hits so far to this Dorman lineup. The 2-2 is sky high pop up to the right side. It will curve and hook out of play. And a couple of War Eagles over there to the left of me. They showed up here to watch the game. Gray Collegian and Airport in the same region. As the 2-2 on the way. That pitch is chopped over to the left side, foul. It'll head down the line. And I think, when you look at Airport, everyone knew they were going to be good again. Defending 4A state champions, they only really lost 2 of the key contributors off that team. Epps and Gillette, they return everyone else. However, Gray Collegian, they looked a lot better than the ranking, whereas in the rankings are now showing why they are. 2-2 is shot foul. We still be 2-2. Gray Collegian started off again lower in the rankings, not ranked, and all of a sudden they've skyrocketed up the polls. The War Eagles knocked off the Eagles 4-5 right before the tournament for the Eagles. The 2-2, breaking ball wide 3-2. For our Falcons, we saw them here earlier in the year. I can't remember who we're supposed to play. I think we're supposed to play Charlotte Christian on Thursday. It got rained out, so we played Great Collegian on Wednesday. That was a 2-1 game between those 2 teams. Highly competitive. The payoff on the way. Swung through and missed. A changeup sped by Nash, and there's one away. Nice pitch there from Nicholas. Gets his first punch out of his outing. Now the 9-hole Jamison Kimbrell up. If you look at this team, Kimbrell actually leads in a lot of statistical categories. Average runners in scoring position, those belong to Kimbrell. The left-hander digs in, the right-hander on the hill, kicks and deals. The first pitch is a fastball low and in, ball 1. The 1-0. That one's poked to the left side of the infield. The shortstop Rodas on the backhand. The Jeter throw to first, his way offline and not in time. Jeffcoat has to come all the way into the infield grass, about halfway between first and home to get it. So an infield single indeed. That will be ruled a hit as that ball was poked in the hole. Rodas would have had to make the play of his life to throw out Kimbrell, who's got speed. So the 1-out base runner aboard, now back to the top of the order. It's States Farr.
Number 3.
Daniel Butts was very careful with Farr. He walked him twice. Now the southpaw on to Coastal Carolina. It's your teammate, Kason Wagner. Another the Miller School Maverick that we've seen in this tournament. The all-tourney team earlier today. Off-tender awaits the first pitch. Fastball call, strike 1, slotted in the outer third. Farr coming over from Spartanburg High School. Last year for them hit .224 with 8 RBIs. He's staying in the air, but now with the Cavaliers of Dorman. He's batting leadoff and hitting .392. He's the lead of what's been such a dangerous lineup, and he's the one to get it going. The 0-1. That breaking ball is topped over to the first baseman. Jeffcoat throwing to second to get the force out at second. Farr will go to first. Going out trying to go to second is Kimbrell. Nice job from Rodas to be able to apply the, step on the bag rather. It was a good throw from Jeffcoat. Didn't try to rip it in there, just floated over to Rodas and had enough time, made the play.
Number 2, center fielder
Flora will replace
Luke
him at first. And now there's
Thompson.
2 away. Well, Flora is such a dangerous runner. He's already stolen a bag today. Now Luke Thompson. He has a single and a double today. He had a double down the right field line. He singled through the infield his first go around. He's come around to score 2 of the 5 Cavalier runs. Left-handed bat here for the Cavaliers. Farr bluffs the go. The first pitch is a changeup outside for ball 1. Farr is such a good job of bluffing that steal. Seitler gets up almost every time, and he does that. Makes it look like he's going, stops right away. With the left hand in the box, hard to snap back. The 1-0. That pitch is rolled over to the right side and foul. Jeffcoat got a glove on it, but trickles into right field. One ball, 1 strike, 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Dorman in control of the Eagles, 5-1, but the tournament has taught us anything. It's that expect the unexpected. It's the tournament of comebacks. Nicholas. Can the young sophomore get his Eagles back to the plate? Trying to pick off to first, not in time. Man, we've seen some good pickoff moves today, haven't we? Earlier in the first game, 2 Rams were picked off the bags. And then Coach Bonnet, using that to his advantage, had a double steal off a pickoff move to first, and it worked. That was the difference maker in the first game. 1 and run, runner goes, the pitch, called strike 2, the throw in a second. Not in time. That was a good throw from Seitler. States Farr just a step or 2 ahead of it. However, that did go by as strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here. However, you give the most dangerous hitter in the order a chance to produce a runner in scoring position when it comes to that. Luke Thompson at 300. The 1-2. Fastball upstairs, ball 2. First base is open. Deuce is wild. The right-hander. Couple looks at second, fires the pitch. That one slicing into the air to the left side. Ingram. The left fielder back and makes the one-handed grab. A couple yards shy of the track to end the thread. A 0 goes on the scoreboard for Dorman. Can Airport capitalize? We'll see when they come back.
Nothing doing in the top of the 4th for Dorman. Your score remains.
Welcome back to Falcon Field. I will say I made the right decision shedding the pants I started here with this morning. It was
Leading off
pretty cold, probably the coldest morning, and it gets up all the way to 68 today here at Falcon Field. A couple clouds in the sky, scattered, but no chance of rain today. It's awesome. Right on right. Davis first, Billis first pitch is called strike 1, change up low in the zone. Well, Davis came on in relief of Palmer Hornick, who pitched 2 scoreless innings for the Cavaliers. The right-hander will wind and deal the 0-1. Breaking ball called, strike 2 in her 3rd. Davis allowed a run last inning, trying to set the Eagles down in order. It's Bullis, Dunlap, Ingram. The 0-2. And a called ball 2. Well, usually, you know, when they think there's a strikeout, the pitcher will be the one a little upset at the call. This time it was the catcher, King, who's ready to throw it down. The 1-2. That one's lined on the left field line. That'll be down for extra bases all the way into the corner. Kimbrough to dig it out. Bullis on his horse. The relay throw is in the second and a couple seconds late. Rylan Bullis, the former Brooklyn Casey Bearcat, laces one down the left field line. His now 4th double of the season and a leadoff base runner for the Eagles. You know, Sox to the left of me, the great collegiate war Eagle now. Him and Bullis, teammates from Brooklyn Casey for the last 3 years. Well, the leadoff double aboard now for Airport. Can the bottom of the lineup come up big? It's the first man, Braden Dunlap. Southpaw here against Davis. Dunlap. He flew out to center field his first go around. First pitch, that one's chopped to the right side of the infield. Hornick has the read. The second baseman makes a throw to first for the first out of the inning. Bullis heads up base running, will take third. It's one of those easier ones to take third on. Moves the ball's to the opposite side of the infield, not well struck, so. And with a 4-run lead, Hornick has no reason to rush that throw to third at all. Now it's Gabe Ingram at the dish. Right-handed bat here against Davis. Corners are in, Rath and Dean. Farr and Hornick playing back, and States Farr really back in the hole. Now showing the butt, he puts it down foul as Ingram, and it will go behind. The dish will be strike one. We've seen the suicide squeeze work well at this tournament and actually hurt these Cavaliers yesterday. Ashley Powell laid one down, which ended up being the go-ahead run at the time. Of course, Dorman would come back and win that sucker in the 7th. 0-1, we'll see if Ingram tries it again. He will square around the pitch. Breaking ball low, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. 5-1 lead for Dorman. Airport, though, trying to push another runner across. They have one 90 feet away in the form of Rylan Bullis at third. Bunting again, Ingram, the 1-1. That was put down to the right side. It's going to be a successful suicide squeeze. The pitcher, Dean, has to pick it up. He'll tag the runner out in the base pass, but the run scores. It's now a 5-2 lead. Airport cuts into the deficit.
Step to the plate, second baseman, number 19, Callahan Barry.
So the leadoff double comes home. It's a ground out to move the runner home, and the suicide squeeze works for Ingram. Now no one on the base pass for Callahan Barry with 2 away. Right on, right first pitch. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. Well, Barry, I think he walked yesterday and then had a ground out back to the pitcher. That was Palmer Hornick, his first go around. The 1-0. Breaking ball in the dirt. Ball 2. Well, after Barry, the lineup hits the end. It's Austin Rodas, the 9-hole waiting. Then the lineup will flip over. 2-0. Fastball was on the ground to the third baseman, gloved by Rath. The strong throw to first is in time. Bag held by Dean, a tad high, but not bad enough. And that will end the inning. Airport creeping closer. Another run to cut in the deficit. It's a 3-run lead now for Dorman as we head to the back half of this game. Welcome back to Falcon Field. We enter the back half here in game number 11 of the Forest Acres Classic. Dorman in front 5-2. They'll bring the heart of their owner up 3-4-5 here against Alex Nicholas and the Airport Eagles. Leading off will be Palmer Hornick. He's had an RBI and a triple off the center field wall today. An RBI ground out back in the first is where that one came from. Nicholas will face the southpaw. The right-hander deals the first pitch, the fastball upstairs, ball one. I feel like I say it every inning. Palmer Hornick's had an incredible Forest Acres Classic. Now 1 for 2 today, came in 4 for 7 in the Classic. He's now 5 for 9 with a homer, 2 doubles, a triple, and now 6 RBIs. He'll ground that one to the right side of the infield, and that will get past the diving Barry all the way to right. Hornick with a single will take the hard turn at first. That throw comes in on a line from Gross, and he'll have to slide back to first after Hornick was about a third of the way to second. Of course, Palmer Hornick aggressive as always. Puts a single through the right side of the infield, and Gross, who took a second to get to that ball, makes a strong throw in. Now some defensive something's wrong with Sightler. Maybe the communication between the pitcher and catcher and the pitch comm. Hornick over at first. We've seen Hornick be just a menace on the base pass so far in this tournament. In this tournament itself, Hornick has a stolen bag, but what really does it for teams is just how much he dances around over there. He leads this team with 12 stolen bases in this season. Hornick's such a dangerous runner.
Step to the plate, number 6, first baseman Braylon Dean.
So that was Braylon Dean up. Dean has a single and struck out looking in his 2 plate appearances. A right-handed bat now for these Cavaliers. 5-2 lead, first runner of the inning aboard in Palmer Hornick. Doesn't go, first pitch from Nicholas is behind. Good grief, first pitch from Nicholas is behind Dean, so Palmer Hornick gets a free go to second base as that ball goes all the way to the backstop. Nicholas came on in the 3rd inning to relieve Daniel Butts. Got out of that 3rd inning, got through a clean 4th inning, and now finds himself in early trouble in the 5th. No one on, and the runner at second, 1-0 the count here to the cleanup hitter, Braylon Dean. Of course, the winner of this will play in the consolation game tomorrow. The 1-0 is foul tipped into the glove, strike 1, an inside changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Dean, another strong tournament for him. He's now 6 for 8 with a homer and a double. The 1-1. Breaking ball stays in, tight ball 2. Of course, Dean was on fire coming into this tournament as well. Before the tournament, 6 for 14 with a homer. Now he has 2 homers in his last 7 games. Hornick kicks off for third. The pitch, that one's lined to the shortstop. Rodas can't glove it in the air. Now the throw back to third, not in time. Hornick slides back to the bag safely. A great attempt from Rodas that keeps an RBI from Dean. It'll be an infield single to put runners at the corners with nobody gone. Or Rodas, the shortstop, a great backhand. Gets that ball to third, trying to get the force out as Hornick took the hard turn around third. I don't think he realized Dean had that, or Rodas had that.
Designated hitter Connor Wells.
Instead of going to first, Rodas, let me try to get the out at third. Hornick heads up base and gets back to the bag. So Wells, who's 1 for 2, a double and a ground out, has runners at the corners with nobody gone. And Wells, the southpaw, digs in, first pitch, breaking ball, finds the outside part of the plate, strike 1. Wells hitting .455 with runners in scoring position. 9 RBIs on the season after he laced his 3rd double of the year earlier today. The 0-1. Breaking ball wide, ball 1. Count moves to 1-1 now. It's the top of the 5th. Dorman in front, 5-2. Looking for some insurance here against the defending 4A state champions. 1 ball, 1 strike. The DH awaits the pitch. Called strike 2. And runner will go. It was a delayed steal from Dean trying to warn a throw. Sightler doesn't bite. He'll take second. Now the count is 1-2 with nobody gone. 2 runners in scoring position now for Wells. Nicholas deals the 1-2. That ball is whipped into the left center field gap. Coming on is Ingram, and it will drop into the gap for extra bases. Hornick will stroll home. Coming around third is Dean. The relay throw will not be made. It's the second double of the game for Connor Wells, and Dorman balloons the lead, a 7-2 ball game. It's the second double of the day for Connor Wells.
Up next for Dorman,
And
number
now,
5,
2
third
runs
baseman,
attached to
Austin
Nicholas.
Rath.
It's the 10th hit for Dorman, and they're not done quite yet. Still nobody out for Austin Rath. 5-run cushion now for Dorman. They built that lead back up after letting Airport scratch 2 across in the last 2. First pitch to the southpaw is a fastball upstairs, ball 1. You know, it felt like Airport was getting some momentum, and all of a sudden, leadoff single, another single, and then a 2 RBI double. That 2 runs he scratched across feels like nothing. The 1-0 shot back foul right back into the net. It'll be 1-1. Of course, we talk about how dangerous this Dorman lineup is. I mean, you know, I think it tells the whole tale when you're down 4 runs in the 6th and you're like, yeah, I think we're still going to win. Dorman ended up not winning that game, but still, 1-1. That pitched off the hands of Rath and popped foul to the left side. It'll go out of play. It'll be 1-2. Airport, of course, had the bats flowing in game 1 of the Forest Acres Classic. A 9-8 victory, and then yesterday, some good hits, just better defense from T.C. Robertson. The 1-2 on the way. Pop foul off the end of the bat from Rath. We'll do it again. Airport just was 1 big hit away from winning that game. Now they find themselves down by 5 runs here to the top team in the state. The 1-2. That pitch is driven in the right center field. Going back is Clemens. The center fielder looks up at the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Rath will head to second. Coming around third is Wells. Rath will stay at second. Wells comes around to score after holding up on the deep fly ball. It's now 8-2. Connor got a late jump. He's way out of breath going back to the dugout. And now it's 8-2. This may be all for Nicholas. Coach Brad will have to talk to him. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. we are here at Falcon Field after a successful so far Forest Acres Classic. It's the 11th game of the Classic, 12 coming tonight, and the next the final 2 tomorrow. Pitching changes, Matthew Perry comes into the game. He pitched 1 inning against River Bluff and got the win. That was the extra inning he pitched. Now making his second appearance. He'll come on relief of Alex Nicholas, who pitched 2 innings, and his final line's not done quite yet. Staying on is Bryson Davis to hit in the place of Cooper Hornick, and he watches strike 1 go by, low in the zone, fastball. Right on right here in the top of the 5th. Runner on second is where Perry comes in at with nobody gone. The 0-1 is topped over to the left side. It will go foul. Bryson Davis pitch hitting for Cooper Hornick. Davis came in on to pitch back in the 3rd inning. So far, so good in that regard. It's 0-2 now, looking to help himself out on the hill. 0-2. Breaking ball is popped in the left side of the infield. Sleitler, the third baseman, and the pitcher all converge. It's Bullis calling everyone off. He'll make the grab and make sure the run back to close to third so Rath doesn't get any funny ideas. So a power fly out to the third baseman for out number 1. Now it's Carter Nash. He's in search of his first hit today. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out. Right-handed showdown. Perry trying to fight his way through the 5th. First pitch. Breaking ball stays upstairs, ball 1. Nash just holds the bat back. Hips were in motion, but the bat stayed on the shoulder. Of course, Indialand AC Flora on deck. Warriors Falcons getting ready to rock and roll for that one. First pitch slated for 7 o'clock. The 0-1. That ball's ripped to the left side, over the third baseman's glove into left field for a base knock. Rats gets the windmill around third. Coming up firing is Ingram. That throw will go into second. It's an RBI single for Carter Nash, and Dorman in front 9-2. RBI single for Nash. His second RBI, the Forest Acres Classic. Now it's a 7-run lead here for Dorman. So now Jamison Kimbrell, the 9th man of the order up here. The 7th man up in the inning. The left-hander digs in the first pitch from the right-hander. Called strike 1. So that earned run will go on Nicholas. His final line is 2 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 6 hits allowed, and 1 strikeout. The 0-1. Breaking ball way back onto that one's going to be grounded over to Sleitler, or not Sleitler, Jeffcoat, the first baseman, who gloves it, makes a strong throw into second for an out. Carter Nash should hold up, didn't want to get hit by that ball, but that allowed Jeffcoat to take his time and deliver the good throw.
Number 3.
Now at first base, Kimbrell will take his place, and there's 2 away.
Number 3.
Back to the top of the order, it's States Far up for the 3rd time today. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th and has also walked twice today. The left-handed shortstop will come up for the 4th time of the game here. We're in the top of the 5th. 9-2 lead for Dorman. 2 away, 1 on for the Cavaliers. First pitch, breaking ball away, ball 1. A combined 29 wins between these two teams. Only 5 losses. Dorman and the airport have been lighting up the state so far this season. The 1-0. That ball's on the ground on the right side, past the diving Jeffcoat and passing Callahan Berry. First and second baseman, that ball gets by. Gross in right field. Coming all the way around from first will be Kimbrell, far on his horse. He's coming into third, looking away from around third. The relay throw going to come all the way to the plate, and it will not be in time. And inside the park, Little League home run for States Far. And Dorman now puts 2 more up. It's 11-2. Gross misplayed that ball in right, goes all the way to the wall. And Dorman putting a hurting on Airport. It's 11-2.
Number 2, center fielder Luke Thompson.
Well, I believe that may be a single with errors all around there. It's going to be an error on the right fielder. But Farr will get credit for the hit. Now bases are cleared. 2 away here for Luke Thompson, the left-handed center fielder. First pitch from Perry. That ball's on the ground to the right side. Nice stab from Jeffcoat, the first baseman. The flip to Perry. The cover is just in time to end the frame. However, Dorman puts a crooked number on the board. 6th spot in the top of the 5th. Can Airport respond? We'll find out when we come back. Welcome back to Falcon Field. Before we get to begin the bottom of the 5th, I want to give a shout out to Jeff Rose for just setting this all up. I know, I'm the talk and everyone comes and talks to me, but he's really the brains behind everything. He gets everything set up. It's all of his equipment, all of his stuff. He gives me a beautiful setup, drinks to keep myself cool, and nice tent so I'm not just baking in the sun. Monitors, everything I need to have happen. So he's been streaming AC Flora stuff for as long as I've been here, and it'll probably be a lot longer after I leave. So I know I don't take the time to do it a lot here. This tournament is the first pitch pop foul, but I want to give a shout out to him. He even came from work, helped me save the stream. It was a little hot, the camera. He switched out his cameras over here and made time to come over. So just again, I know a lot of parents who are listening to the stream are on me, say thank you to me, but I mean, I'm just doing the easy stuff. It's a lot of his hard work that makes all this possible. So yeah, I'm happy to be here, of course. Everyone says thank you to me, and I appreciate it. And I do a lot of work in this tournament, but none compared to what he does. 1-1 is spiked into the ground for Davis. Will return to action. Dorman all over the Eagles, 11-2. Law of averages eventually say. And, you get so many good games, one's bound to go awry eventually. And for the Airport Eagles, unfortunately, it falls on their shoulders. A 6th spot for Dorman in the top half of the inning. Can they respond? The 2-1's grounded over to the left side of the infield. The shortstop far has it up the middle. The strong throw into first is in time, and there's one away. Wasn't the best well-struck ball from Rodis, but I feel like you had a chance to beat that out. However, Coastal Carolina commit runs it down, throws him down, and now there's one away for the top of the order.
Number 13, right fielder Braden Gross.
Well, Braden Gross out there to try to help his team out a little bit. He's 0 for 2 today, and now Davis about to start his second time through the order. He started a little bit earlier. Barry and Rodis we saw twice. Now he'll see the top of the order for the second time. The first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Of course, Dorman looks poised to play in a game tomorrow. They'll play in that consolation game at 10 a.m. The 1-0. Fastball call, strike 1 on the outside edge. Now who will they play? That's the story. It's either going to be AC Flora or the Miller School. 1-1. Breaking ball call, strike 2, right across the heart of the plate. If AC Florida wins tonight, Dorman will get a rematch with the Falcons, rematch the IP Classic Championship. However, if Indian Land knocks off the Falcons, they will face the Miller School Valamaro. 1-2. That ball on the ground to the left side, stays far, bobbled it, has to recuperate it. The strong throw to first is just in time to get Gross. Far bobbles it not once but twice, but guns down Gross at first. Now there's 2 away. Shortstop's got a cannon over there. Doesn't get to show it off a lot, but that one he does. Well, 2 outs, nobody on for Isaiah Clemens. He had a single his last go around. First up to the right-hander, a curveball called for strike 1. We'll do it for Dorman It's the same start as it was the last inning. Hornick, Dean, Wells. Time called. Behind the dish, looks like there's something wrong with the equipment of King, who quickly will go back into stance. Catcher awaits the 0-1. Call, strike 2. Breaking ball slotted in the near third. We'll see if you do make your way over to Falcons Field. I see a lot of players and fans eating the fries. You know, I'm a fry guy. I may have to go try them. I feel like everyone 0-2 fastball misses wide, ball 1. Folks either a fry. I know Sam tried a soft pretzel. I'm not a soft pretzel guy, but I am a big fry guy. I may have to go over there and see how they are. You know, just make sure they're not poisonous or anything. The 1-2. Breaking ball is foul. Tipped back, and we'll do it one more time. Well, we have one more day here tomorrow. Game at 10, game at 1. Third place game at 10, and then the championship at 1. Now we're looking for an AC Flora win tonight. They're in hopes of three-peating here at the Classic. It's the 1 in, 1 on the way. Breaking ball, that one's rolled over to the left side. It'll be the shortstop far yet again. This time a little easier play, and he'll make the routine out to first. Well, 6-3 put out, 6-3 put out, 6-3 put out. Go the Eagles. Dorman will come up here in the 6th. Welcome back to Falcon Field. Top of the 6th incoming here, Dorman Airport. New pitcher on the mound is actually someone I do not have for Airport. First pitch grounded over to the first baseman, Jeff Cote. Hornick jumped all over a first pitch from the right-hander and grounds out to the first baseman. There's one away. These are people I don't have. Looks like it's Drayton Falla.
Number 6, first baseman,
Falla?
Braylon Dean.
Spelled F-A-L-L-A-W. I'm gonna go Falla. Falal? We'll go with that. The right-hander winds and deals now to the 4-hole. Braylon Dean. This is kind of my favorite part of the Classic. You know, obviously you don't want the game to get out of hand, but you get to see players that potentially are going to be key contributors for these teams up and coming in the future. Ethan Nantini made his debut at the Classic last year. Now Drayton Falla. Right-hander winds and deals. The fastball upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes here to the cleanup hitter. Well, Hornet ground out to the first baseman. It's now Dean and then Connor Wells will finish it off. Swung through and missed. 2-1. Well, of course, I always say it. I never like saying it, but I have to. The run rule is 10 through 5. So if Dorman puts one run across and the Airport doesn't score, we will not go to 7. But if Dorman cannot score here in the inning, we will play 7. I remember there was a weird kind of game where happened where Dorman, it was actually the championship, the 3-2. That one's a sky-high pop-up in the shallow left field. Gabe Ingram coming on. The left fielder will call off the shortstop Rodas and make the one-handed grab. There's 2 away. Remember, Dorman was actually in the championship game against the Miller School. Dorman was 2 outs from getting run ruled. We're one thrown runner out away from bringing the tying up to the plate. Oh my gosh, thank you. Mr. Jeffcoat brought me some fries over here. I guess he must have heard me. Well, it's the left-handed Connor Wells who has 2 doubles today. The first pitch is popped foul right back at me, 0-1. I think that was probably coming from the camera. I'll have to eat these through the inning. See? I'll take what I can get. Well, some more action it looks like it is. States Far warming up in the bullpen. The 0-1. Fastball low, ball 1. For Airport here in the bottom half of the inning, they'll bring up the heart of the order. Jeffcoat, Seitler, and Bullis. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away here. The pitch. That is tap fouled on the first base line. It'll be 1-2. Connor Wells has been one of the toughest out today. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a ground out for Wells. You know, if you may ask some of the parents here, they may have been like, oh, he's a pitcher. Well, if you want to go watch game 1 of the Classic, T.C. Robertson saw firsthand that, yes, he is a pitcher. Should have struck out the side instead. 2 strikeouts and a weak ground out. The 1-2 to the DH. Swings through and misses off speed. And follow 1-2-3 inning. Not on my roster. It doesn't matter. He gets through the frame, and the Airport Eagles will bring them heart of the order up when we come back. Well, I can confirm the fries are good as Landon Jeffcoat will lead off the Airport Eagles here. In the bottom of the 6th, it's Jeffcoat, Seitler, and Bullis. Jeffcoat, a natural outfielder playing infield here for these Eagles. The 1-0, swung through and missed, elevated heat. It States Far on the hill going on to Coastal Carolina. Shortstop's been great today. It comes on and now will make his 2nd appearance of the season. Last year he had 7 appearances for Spartanburg. This year he's pitched 1 scoreless inning of baseball here for the Cavaliers, and you know, it's one of those things where Dorman just doesn't need him. They have so much arm talent over there in that lineup that they just don't need him. And so, he doesn't pitch. Well, moving now back to second, Cooper Hornick sliding over and playing shortstop Palmer Hornick. Of course, Palmer is listed, funny enough, as a third baseman, but he's playing everywhere in the infield. The 1-1 pitch to Jeffcoat. Misses low, ball 2, a breaking ball. 2 balls, 1 strike here to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Airport will not get run ruled, and they'll look to try to cut into this Dorman lead. 2-1. Fastball up and away, ball 2. Of course, or ball 3, excuse me. Of course, you know, I said last inning, States Far's got a cannon. I'm curious what he tops out at right now. Right-hander kicks and deals to 3-1. Jeffcoat laces that one right into the glove of Rath. He knocks it down, though. The strong throw to first is in time, and Austin Rath takes away extra bases from Jeffcoat. Austin Rath has been excellent over there at third today. That was a outstanding diving stop.
Number 16,
Just couldn't catch it, but he makes a strong throw and gets the first out of the inning. On the unconventional 5-3 putout. Rath, that's the second or third great play he's made today. Now it's Seitler, the right-handed catcher, watches a breaking ball hit the dirt for ball 1. Well, States Far immediately thanking his third baseman. Austin Rath quickly becoming a highlight reel here at Falcon Field. Had the walk-off yesterday and a nice stop there. The 1-0 swung through and missed. Low and away heater. It's 1-1. The right-hander comes set. He'll kick and deal. The 1-1 is popped into the air. Foul right over me. It'll be 1-2. 1 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Airport trying to break through this Dorman pitching unit. Scratch home a couple more runs. The 1-2 is golfed down that third baseline and foul. I guess Seitler has said the inside breaking ball is going to come back over the plate. I'm going to better put a good swing on it. Well, after Seitler, it's Bullis, and then if he gets that far, Braden Dunlap awaits in the hole. Part of the Airport Eagle order. These guys scored the last time they all came up. 1-2. Fastball upstairs. Ball 2. I need that radar gun back so I can see his output. The guy in front of me had a radar gun and put it away. I think Jeff said he potentially was thinking about putting a radar gun up here. That'd be pretty cool. 2-2. Swung through and missed. Farr strikes him out after he threw a fastball right by him.
Step to the plate for the Eagles, number 12, third baseman, Rylan Bullis.
2 up, 2 down now for Farr. He got a little help from Rath, his first batter, and second batter was all him, a strikeout swinging. Now it's Rylan Bullis, who's reached base twice, once off a double and once off a single. Right on right, first pitch to Farr is hammered down that left field line, but it will be shot into the forestry in Forest Acres. Well, if you can catch up to it, the heater's got so much velocity, it won't take that much to hit it far. You gotta catch up to it. The 0-1, that breaking ball stayed back on in. High chopper into the forestry over here, over the Dorman dugout. It'll be 0-2 now to Bullis. Farr trying to work a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th. Again, winner of this goes to play the consolation game tomorrow. They'll either play AC Flora or the Miller School. The 0-2. Fastball skips in, maybe a changeup. It'll be 1-2. TC Robertson punches their ticket to the title game. They did that yesterday after beating both these squads. They'll now have a chance to figure out who they're going to play. They're either play Miller or Indian Land. The 1-2 is tapped foul. We'll do it one more time. Miller punched their ticket to a game tomorrow after knocking off Lexington in the game before this. A back-and-forth game, another game between those two teams that could have went either way, and both times those two teams have played, it went the way of the Albemarle School. The 1-2 is chopped foul yet again. Another bouncer for Bullis. Whereas last year it was back and forth. Miller ended up winning that 6-4. Today it was a play that, would have been called as out at first, but the ball came out of the glove of the first baseman, Hegler. The 1-2 popped into the air, straight up into the infield. It's Palmer Hornick, the shortstop, going to call everyone off. He retreats right to where his brother is and around the second base, right behind second base, to make the one-handed grab to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for States Far. We'll go to the 7th here in an 11-2 ball game.
combos.
Welcome back to
Hot
Falcon
dogs,
Field. We're into the
french
top of the
fries,
7th. I think the best thing about the fries, for those who care, the
plenty of
seasoning. I don't know,
candy
they even nailed that seasoning over there
for your
in
enjoyment.
the canteens.
Stop by the
Montague is
concession
currently
stand
saying out about that right now.
right now to pick up all the good things.
If you stop by Falcon Field, definitely get some of
for the
those.
golfer.
Much appreciated to Mr. Jeffcoat. Now, we head to the 7th inning. It's an 11-2 lead for Dorman. After Flora pitched a 1-2-3 inning. Turn it back to Aiden McCauley. McCauley throwing for the first time this year on the hill. He had 2 innings pitched last season, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. He gets the bottom part of this order. It's Rath, I believe, probably Cooper Hornick hitting again. And then potentially a pitch hitter. I saw a non-usual suspect in the lineup warming up. Leading off the left-handed Rath. The 1-0 from McCauley stays away, ball 2. Well, I don't want to hold my tongue, but we had a lot of run rules last year in this tournament. Really from on one side of the bracket, the 2-0 goes to the backstop 3-0. It was a tougher road for Lugoff and Cardinal Newman, who just kind of got thrown out there in a sense, you know. They played the 5A state champ runner-ups, as well as the Virginia School, the up team out Miller, of course, 3-0. Spiked in a 4-pitch walk to Rath. And the ball behind you. You got a couple defensive substitutions here for Airport. Getting some players in a chance, and Aiden McCauley, one of those on the hill. It's no longer Justin Sleitler behind the dish. So now it'll be Cooper Hornick re-entering the game. Hornick was pitch hit for earlier by Bryson Davis. So now Callahan Berry behind the dish. Flora is in the game to play second.
At first base, number 14, Sam Atkins.
Well, barring some late inning heroics, which
Correction,
we've
that's
seen
substitution.
crazier.
Number 14, Sam Atkins.
So Sam Atkins will run for Austin Rath. Rath's day may be done. And Cooper Hornick will get a chance to hit again. He went down looking back in the second of his first and only plate appearance thus far. Fala playing second and McCauley at first. Or on the hill, excuse me. McCauley is looking for his first strike thrown against Cooper Hornick. Right on right. First pitch, breaking ball wide for ball 1. Dorman in line for their 16th win in the season. Airport in line for their 4th loss. It's the 1-0. Now I remember as that ball goes to the backstop, actually behind Hornick. Atkins will take second. I was telling a couple of our players, I think earlier, I'm like, you know, there's not much shame in a loss to this Dorman team. There's already 16 teams that have done the exact same thing. Of course, AC Flora was defeated by Dorman in the championship, the IP Classic. Now that game got ended raining out, so we may get to see a full contest between those two squads tomorrow. 2-0, breaking ball called, strike 1. First strike from McCauley he's thrown. Falcons will have the return of the silver uniforms today. Silver bullets, if you will. They'll be against Indian Land later tonight. The 2-1. Breaking ball stays in tight, ball 3. This will be the one game the Falcons are the designated visiting team. Every team has to be both, you know, for make a fair tournament. Coach Howlett can't be the home team every time, even though we do host. Will be the visitors tonight. The 3-1. Breaking ball and a 5-pitch walk, this time to Hornick. Back-to-back walks from McCauley to get ours going. There'll be a pitch hitter here for Dorman.
Step to the plate.
Looks like it'll be Brennan New.
Brennan New.
So New is the first time we're seeing him. He's an Arkansas commit, so you're probably on stream going, well, why is that? Well, he's a pitcher. Of course, he's not thrown yet. Dorman being very careful with their arms. They are primed to make a deep run in the playoffs this year, and, you know, as cool as a Forest Acres Classic Championship would be, I think, you know, they want to make sure their arms are ready to rock and roll for the back half of this season. They're in a tough region up in the upstate in the 5A. First pitch to New. Hits the dirt, ball 1, a breaking ball. New hitting .250 over 16 plate appearances. .333 on base percentage, 2 doubles, and 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. He's got a runner on second. Right on right. 1-0 the count. The pitch. Swung through and missed. Sorry, I think his teammate over there, Connor Wells, is having some fun in the dugout, trying to hype up his good friend over there, New. coming from my mom's old school, Malden. I'm just right around the corner from Malden. Back up in Simpsonville, the 1-1. And the dirt ball 2. And I did not go to Malden, but my grandma lives quite literally right behind that building. Attended there for a couple of years before transferring over to Dorman. He's now with the Cavaliers here in this 2026 campaign. 2-1. New takes a fastball way in, tight ball 3. For the Mavericks last year in a full season, he went 294 over 85 at-bats, a homer, 13 RBIs. Malden's actually having a really good season this year. I believe they're top 10 in the state right now. I'm not sure if that holds true or not. I'm sure we can give a look at the prep baseball real quick. They just updated their rankings. I was telling Austin Alexander, one of the main guys for Diamond Prospects, we were talking earlier, and I said, hey, I'm waiting for y'all mid-season rankings, I love looking at those. 3-1. Fastball, I think, actually hits New. They're just going to say no, say a walk. They'll load him up. Looks to be a pitch runner now at first for New. It will be another pitch hitter at the dish. And that will be all from McCauley. We'll be right back here at Falcon Field. Well, while Montague is doing his ad read, I might as well do mine. Cooper Chavis went through onto the hill for the Eagles, and we'll quickly talk about our sponsors again. The Richland 215 Legion team and the Big Red Box number of the company, 803-783-6834. That's how you book a dumpster today. Why should you book a dumpster? Well, it's for, well, not free, but they'll bring it to you. If you want, they'll take it away. I mean, it's so simple. It's so easy. They deliver anywhere. Driveways, construction sites. I mean, I've seen them by Linus Bryce. I've seen them on Trevay Street. That's the street that runs right through the heart of Columbia. I mean, why wouldn't you want to book a dumpster today? Go to www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com and book your dumpster today. And then, of course, the 215 Legion team. A Legion team that, does so much for the community. I feel like all the post-Legion people that run the post for 215, they were here the whole playoff run. Sam McCutcheon, live on air yesterday, told me that it was his favorite time playing summer baseball ever. You get a whole people, not just for your team for high school. You get a whole team for a community, the kids you grew up with. Play Legion, it's free, great competition. You play for something bigger than yourself. Those are my words mixed in with a lot of the players' words. And of course, we want to play for Coach Dorsey. He's been here the whole tournament. I was supposed to be on with Coach Dorsey last night for the Miller game. I looked at him, I said, why don't you join me? He said, look, man, I've just been so into these games. It's been an awesome tournament. We really appreciate not just what he does for here on Definite Fiction, but mainly what he does for the Midlands athletics and, of course, the young athletics and the young men he puts a lot of, stock into. So thank you to our sponsors here, not just for us at Definite Fiction, but for the Forest Acres Classic. People that, they find the homes for these teams to stay in. A lot of the food's funded. All of the parents have done such a great job here of hosting this tournament. This tournament is so well run every single year. And, all of our sponsors are the only reason we could do it. We want to give them a shout out again. We have them a shout at the beginning of the first game of the tournament, or first game for AC Flora. We want to give them a shout out here on Definite Fiction. Well, 11-2 lead for Dorman as the bases are juiced for James Navy. He'll step into the box. The first pitch from Cooper Chavis is wide, ball 1.
Batting for Dorman, number 9, James Navy.
This is Chavis' first appearance on the hill this season. James Navy will be to greet him. Navy 1 for 4 on the year. Austin Rath was seen getting loose in the bullpen. I'm curious to see if he decides to come in for that final inning. There's one more inning that needs to happen here. The 1-0. That one's lined in left center field. Coming on is Ingram. He'll make the grab for out number 1, tagging at third, and now the relay throw will not be made. It's a sacrifice fly coming home as Atkins. Successful sacrifice fly for Navy. That'll get it out and clear a bad man off the base pass. It's now 12-2, Dorman. Another pitch hitter. Now here it's Logan McGarity.
7, Logan McGarity.
Logan McGarity pitch hitting for States Far. Again, defensive stuff for Airport. Fowler stays in the game to play second, and Callahan Berry, the second baseman, comes to relieve Justin Seitler of his catching duties. Well, barring a late inning comeback, this will mark the end of Airport's time in the tournament. Airport, I think it's the same thing about River Bluff earlier today. You know, a Forest Acres Classic doesn't feel really complete nowadays without Airport. These Eagles teams have been a mainstay in the tournament for the last number of years. The first pitch, that one's golfed into center field. Taking a couple step back is Clemens towards the track. He looks up and he makes the basket catch at the wall. Of course, Coach Bravo still coaching his boys from the dugout. Yelling something. It should be another pitcher. This is Christian Musselwhite, the starting pitcher yesterday who went 4 innings. He shows off some of his highlights. Very thankful for Forest Acres for letting him come here down here. His Dorman team took a year off last year from the Classic. They're back here though again, and you know, we're blessed to have him back here. That was such a fun tournament with Dorman, and Musselwhite will now. He's 0 for 1 in the season with a strikeout. Can he find his first hit of the year against Chavis? There's 2 away now. But yeah, no, back to what I was saying. The Eagles have been here now their 5th time. They've been here now their 4th straight year, or 6th time, excuse me. No, it is 5th. I can't count. I promise I'm awake. It's been a couple of long days. Well, one more day, and hopefully a shorter night tomorrow. I remember 2 years ago when we did an earlier game. It was like at 8 a.m. and I was like, really? Y'all are killing me. We have a shorter night, maybe a shorter prep work night for me, but still. First pitch, swung on and missed from Musselwhite. 0-1. So yeah, hopefully it's a easier day. But the 5th Forest Acres Classic for Airport, we, you know, really appreciate them coming down. It's always fun to have the Eagles over, and you know, potentially this is a team that our Falcons, when I say we, AC Flora may see in the state championship. The 0-1. Breaking ball. That one's lined to the shortstop, and Rodis catches it on the line to end the inning. Well, Chavis comes again, gets all 3 outs, and the Eagles will come up to bat down 10 in the 7th. Welcome back to
Number
Falcon
1,
Field. We've already seen one
Dunlap.
late inning rally. Can we see another one? Airport down 10, and now it'll be first pitch to Braden Dunlap. Rolled over to the first baseman, Dean. He'll step on the bag and complete the first out of the inning. And Dean looks like he's either out of breath or got hit or something. He's not, he's leaning over. We're back here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back to Falcon Field. I'm not sure what happened with Dean. He looks all right. States far after he was covering. It didn't look like he was too concerned about it. As Charlie Jackson digging in for the first time today, the right-hander is hitting for Gabe Ingram, and this excites the airport dugout. Well, States far, trying to go through his second inning of work. The 1-0. Fastball called, strike one. Jackson has been used as the pitch runner here in this tournament, yet to swing the bat. He'll get his first chance at it. He was 0 for 1 with a strikeout in 2025. One's on the way. Fastball wide, 2-1. All I can think of is maybe Dean got the wind knocked out of him, which I didn't see him get hit, but I don't know. Pitch is popped into the air right side. Dean giving a chase. He runs out of room.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to be missing a cell phone, please visit the concession stand. If you are missing a cell phone, please visit the concession stand.
Well, Dorman 2 outs away from a championship consolation game appearance, championship Thursday appearance, if you will. They will be in line for a third-place game against either AC, Flora, or the Miller School. Of course, they will await the result of Indian Land in Florida tonight. Coach Hallett waiting by his dugout. The 2-2. That one's on the ground to the left side is a foul ball. The airport dugout was about to explode. That is Sam Atkins staying in the game at third base. He took over for Rath last inning. I believe James Navy stayed in the game in left field. 2-2. Swung through and missed. Second strikeout for States Far here, and just like that, Airport's down to their final out in this game.
Entering the game,
another pitch hitter
Harrison
for the Airport
Shockner.
Eagles. Looks like it says Harrison Shockner is what Montague said. He's not on my roster. First pitch to the left-hander is all outside. And Airport will fall to 14-4 on the season. They play Great Collegiate on Monday. 1-0 is called. Strike one on the outside edge. Harrison Schaffner not on my roster. He'll get his first tracks in the season. The 1-1. Fastball low. Ball 2. Of course, the Eagles will be in contention for a 4A state championship yet again. One of the favorites to win the lower state is the other two teams in the top 4. Other than them and Great Collegiate, reside in the upstate, AC, Flora, and Fountain Inn. The 2-1. Fastball low, ball 3. Well, it still is Rodas on deck if it gets as far as he is. At 6:07, about 15 minutes till first pitch, Indian Land in Flora. The 3-1, swung through and missed. And now Airport down to their final strike. He also got Hartsville, who's having a solid season. They're technically ranked 5th in 4A according to Prep Baseball. They're in the lower state. The 3-2 on the way is away. Drawing the walk is Schaffner.
Number 7, shortstop.
This game not quite over just yet. It'll be Austin Rodas trying to keep the game alive for the Eagles. Then it goes back to the top of the order. It's about split. Looking at the 4A polls here for prep baseball. Of course, it's not how it goes. There's an upset or two here or there. Greer, Daniel, Seneca all in the upstate. I think Wren is as well. Actually not sure. And then Aiken, of course, down at the lower state. First pitch to Rodas. Change up. Swung and a miss. Nothing in one. Oh, and 1. Far deals the pitch. Fastball called, strike 2. And yet again, Airport down to their final strike, excuse me. Looks like Braden Gross, the leadoff man, is on deck, so no one pitch hitting him for him quite yet. It's starting to cool off here at Falcon Field. It was blazing hot, and all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. The sun turned down. I think someone flipped the dial. It's not cool, but it's not cold, but it is cooler. Feels like 65 as that ball skips past King. It'll go to the backstop. The freshman will collect. As far as just kind of having fun with it, it looks like he's smiling out on the rubber. Good grief! You can tell it's game 11, can't you? Now, this game last year was a massive one. It was to decide who won that side of the bracket between Lexington and Miller. This one a pretty big one as well, but it will go in the Cavaliers' favor, barring a 1-2 strike rally, and it will not. Foul tipped into the glove, and that'll do it. Well, the Cavaliers of Dorman show why they're the top team in the state. They down one of the favorites in 4A, 12-2. Really the first and only lopsided game today, and we're now 11 games, no run rules. I think we had about 4 or 5 last tournament. Well, again, we'll stay on the air real quick, and we will talk to let the great Montague Lafitte tell you about the all-tournament. There's an all-academic and all-tournament team for both Dorman and Airport. We will just see who is awarded those for Dorman and Airport. I helped pick them out last year. Didn't really have any much input this year. I think they were letting the coaches really do a lot of that this year. I have my picks. I mean, I think for Airport there's a couple of favorites, and I think for Dorman, I think there's about 4 or 5 guys you can give it to, unfortunately. How it goes when, a team is swinging the bat as well as they do. They scored 12 runs today, 6 yesterday, and 6 the other day. I mean, you're averaging 8 runs in the 3 games you're playing. That's not bad at all. Strong showing from Coach Jolly and his Cavaliers. You will see them on Definite Fiction one more time. They will play tomorrow at 10 o'clock now. Who will they play? That will be decided in our nightcap. Of course, I'm assuming we'll see a lot of Mavericks here looming. They are actually massive Falcon fans after being on the opposite side of dugouts for back-to-back years in some big spots. They'll be cheering for the Falcons, and Indian Land trying to play for themselves. They were Miller fans earlier, got the Mavericks to win, and now they have a chance to punch their ticket to play T.C. Robertson. I'll turn it over to actually Jim Stevens.
First for the Airport Eagles, all-academic Justin Seitler. All-tournament, Rylan Bullis.
Bullis had a great tournament. Not too much of a surprise there. He was 4 for 6 coming today with a homer and 2 RBIs. I believe he had an RBI today as well, if my recollection serves correct. Yeah, so I have some great innings on the mound.
And now for the Dorman Cavaliers, all-academic States Farr. And all-tournament, Palmer Hornick.
Well, it feels like, sometimes there's a couple ones to go with. It might be the, obvious choice, quote-unquote, for Hornick. He's had an outstanding couple days here in Forest Acres. Another great day here today. We'll see Dorman one more time tomorrow as Coach Jolly and Coach Howard embracing. Coach Bradwell and Coach Howard are, close as well, and both of these teams have been a ton of fun. Thank you, Airport. I guess good luck rest of the way until we see you again. The hope is we see these Eagles a lot closer here in the upcoming months. We will be potentially playing them, well, next time they face the Flora season, it'll be a state championship. is now Coach Bradwell and Coach Howard embracing. Coach Bradwell, another time his Eagles couldn't get to Thursday, but they're a ton of fun to have and always a great group of kids and a great crowd. Well, one more game to do it today. It's the nightcap, AC Flora in Indian Land, a spot. And the championship game awaits for either Indian Land or the Miller School. We'll see who gets there when we come back.